Family Healthy Plaza, Mayumai Road, Barabara na Timol Imea Nairobi. Asamange. Nabokuba Kiresimia Sinamba 0722682222. Jose 0733300673. Angoya oenyo relibaga asachinte kicho Jonse.
Welcome to Exiligent College of Healthcare Sciences. My name is Bridget Chepkemoy and I am the principal of the institution. In addition to classroom teaching, we expose our learners to clinical experience both in our hospital, Exiligent Health Hospital, and other public health facilities that we are in partnership with. This ensures that our learners get a hands-on experience in their training. After completion of training, our graduates are able to seek employment both locally and internationally. Welcome to Exiligent College of Healthcare Sciences. Your healthcare professional journey starts here.
Exiligent College of Healthy Sciences. Learn, lead, thrive. Etaya TV. Oborabu Wagusi.
Welcome to Hurricane Academy Kisii.
Kago sangre kana sichi para anemono somo chomo nene o Nairobi na wana marababa ni ondo chabange ni gobara sichi nsemo chokwego kiago chengero bobui wege kombe ge Premier League o sege kombe kie ligi yense ya Bongereza magai miya Cameron gebere nebere koruge sabanya tkoba konyora obobui obwo bangi ni gobanya rekoba wa wakambia soko bwaterana korwa sabatenerwe club ekyo ikasa mashabiki yonsi asingi nchoko nikibuna sentunde igabanyarire koba korerwa koba abanyankongo boigo ntushinyara kabato kumanya mangare nyara koba kago korekana igoro yogo turubana kubolendi bo muraibwensi ya Kenya Dr. William Samoei Ruto chingaki aya bwango iganyara koba kago korekana lero ase county ya Kilifi ayonsi na negatia le bali kibeto bamangana maibanyara koba gotwaliganira kurwa Chinkongo ime naisiko yorogongo rwagusi ngo kwaligania Etaya Jumapili Chinsa Ibere komanyonsi asenchira ere yobo ikirano chiri onkoro kwa Bosire nigo Ven Moriango akonyara kabaka onkonya kurwa sensemo ya kabere studio Joshua Auta nigale kurwa sensemo ya yebimanyelio Franklin Mayunga nigale kurwa sensemo ya kamera nabigo Joshua nabigo Jackson Nyakoe yakoni kibona mangana yanko wochirale wetira senchira ye mitandao wose digital sanga nitukorubono wikomo elio Etaya Jumapili. Etaya Jumapili ni watogo chaka nuraboti ya wasto kumanye ubona achinga kio mugabane we county ya Kisii Omoske Paul Simbarati agenderete kumera na babwatani eligo tinyo bokolia se county ya Kisii rero ni gomera namo nabatuleti kurwa sub county chonsi ime county ye okwane kerekyo mugabane arati niga kwaniro mokia bo woncholie county ya Kisii asemero belio ya magendro na kulira yo uchia wikirania mange Moli kito Eric Maube na roboto chakalia Etaya Jumapili na roboti urwa senchira yobo ikirano.
Mbalenga bakonga etami ya kabiri. Mwanje bakorerega hasi. Mwaba skali bane. Mbia umono nyasaye abasini.
Nasige karoke abarentamo abaturete kurwase Chinsemo ao ime county ya Kisii asibomirana no mugavana Paul Simbarati ase Chinsemo cyo kwena na maigirego cya sabari michia ATC asibono mugavana Arati abereka okwanera umukyo ebo kweneke bune county ga yabereke gwonchuro lya soko rekana kwaye anenekerari ira yogo kweneke buna chichiro cyabere chikubekwa chitaya kuri magwechi para hagati y'emerobere ndemenge insi yo mutinyo yomo ore bosyo
ogende town ya Itoma chipara cyarenge tobe lero twabekre cabros nkube kandi kitaya town maiga 150 cha sola nkube kandi chichiro 74 kitaya chichine ne cyokumulika weko mwali wo mutinyo wo cyankora mulinga kichonsi chikobeko
kaukwanekere kyo mugavana Arati nigabaka okwanera komento gw'ekibesa cy'ekibasari nse ya serikali ya county ya Kisii asibono aborko baba konyora shiringi bilioni emo asalirire go chikogenda kweneke buna kibesa cy'inkomento kire asatebire buna no mubaro monene bw'ekibesa korenganirwa n'imyaka ya etire
no mwabere busongo gaika gosegusi ya itoga nje no mujumera aringe Nairobi muma yatenga kigusi ya ito yarenga ebasari abana njarengo na rule bono igampa ko mwako gocha kirengo cha kurwa bilioni yemo nukuteyemo ye basari bilioni mwetande ki constituency kubarangelinde nabarayi tumaye kwana n'abananchi tuyigwane nga kitoko ndo chimoto osibona ontiga gaye
Waigo mugavana Arati nigabaka okwanera buna beteka gutrenia oboibi bwa mariogo asinyagitari au aime county ya Kisii asibona alire ira yogo chakoyendera kweneke buna abananchi kurwase county ega nkonyora baro bokorelyo buya asensemo yobocheno
chinyagitari chetu na chitenka nyora ngo oboibi bwa mariogo tinda boteneni bwenspi lakini bono at least amariogo na chinyagitari at least bona maliogo naro oboibi tidakora pi lakini ngobo korani no ene nyaktari etene nega boso bali mwa ingoro no ene mocha yoka ya engo tioka kurali mpaka dero na bukuragira gali mocha ali akwa wendagiro ragire ali mocha matali
okwanera abanyakonda ubaringe okora imirimo yembeho nigatebire buna nigo gwetera asomokyo iyo hanyore kibesa kisaine cyo gwikira nimerobero au ime county ya Kisii asatebire buna ondete yora kigenda gwaka no kibesa insi ya serikali ya county ya Kisii ataikiranitie imirimo iri bwanete gokorwa
contract cyarenge 73 ga shoka na cyango kibesa lakini hata we contract cyanenge ki contract n'abantu bane kigasi cyo kwagacha kiro ekiye para kiro kiba kera mwe twa kuba epara wachikolie pale kurunga ki simba kiamo kama kwanyerikia tiyo lakini yakanire
nonyina bo igati abaturete babago ikirana nigo bakwanira makungu babere bagwetera asogo ikirani imirimo yabo asibono baburiye serikali kweneke buna nkoramburere ko bakona kubasira asabare no kugania ao Ko reporter Etaya TV chini konkoro kwa Eric Maobe.
Emono sana mulikito Eric Maobe na roboti rwa senchira yoboikirano tobotiana na roboti rwa nchuma lya soroboti ronde mugabana abwe county ya Kisii Moske Paul Simbarati ni ganyara kabaga komena nama nabali mwamanene bechi skuru cyoboroso kurwa sub county Chinsa se county ya Kisii asabanyara kwa okwanira magendero hayo agendeta okolekana ime county ya Kisii anene kagima kurwa sense ya mwechi semi abali mwaboni kwa bakamnambye mono asokubwaterana wechi sector chi serikali ya county ya Kisii abayigo insobora ibwayo mugabana Paul Simbarati abwasabanyara kwa bako sabo kubwaterana lyokogendelia wikirania chisemi ase county yega mulikito Wycliffe Orenge na roboti rwa senchera yoboikirana
nasa magacho akisi ATC abo ase abalimu abanene kurwa ase skuru ao choboroso chirime ya county ya Kisii bomerana eligo twale nkwane ya masa ya mono mugabana we county ya Kisii omuske Paul Simbarati abo ase basanga asobwamo igoro yokubwaterana koleo ase gati ya serikali ya county amo ne skuru echo erakwenekia amagenderero.
Appreciate you guys. I want to appreciate you for the good work, for managing your schools. In the process of appreciating you people, you know how in 10 years zile ambazo zilikuwa zimefika mahali tulikuwa na mambo ya masomo yetu. We cannot talk about a generation which we cannot be custodian of, because we must be custodian of our generation. Being custodians of our generation, we must impact the society positively.
Abalimu abo nigo bayirari bagelyo kwerera igoro yamagendero ao ayogandereta skuru echo ananekima ase kwa gwacho akwebirasi bya ECD nabo igomero bilemi ya yoko babarokirwa mabere nabo go gwatora mechando mekemeke eyobaganete serikali ebagosira.
Recently you started the feeding program through the milk. We appreciate. We have seen the increase in numbers attending ECD centers. We request that please scale it up. Naomba utushikilie kidogo, angalau choka kidogo, hata registers kidogo, ukikasirika tupatie gunia moja ya mahindi kila siku. We request that even the few that you are making, equip them fully. Equip them fully so that a child who comes from home can get that environment yanajua ako shuleni.
Goba kabuna mbyemono gochia ase serikali ya county ya Kisii kubalika aborokia gwetania eliweyamo abu asabate babamentu abande elinde kororobya okurobokorelibwo kubasemia abana cheskuru echo.
These HOIs are also giving your county a lot of support. Remember, you gave us teachers. We appreciate. ECD centers have teachers. Although they are not enough, we appreciate. But again, we want to request that with the data that is in your office through the sub-county ECD officers, see to it that you increase the number for easy instruction.
Mugabana arati nigo abatebya barokia bune serikali yaye nirene gangenene yokweneke buna ngosirere aboroki gwake masomo gwetara asiji basari bwase gwikira bonoiga ayera buna niga baroki banyorere basari ye bilione ya monu gutayemo asemya ketato iyo abera bisi nabwo kobeka bene bune birasi ebiya emerongo kianda bya ECD begandate kwa gachwa elinde abana basome.
You remember very well a basari tiaringo. As I'm talking right now, I've saved money or I've given out allocation up to next year of bursary 1.1 billion Kenya shillings. Right now we are doing 90 classrooms, at least in every ward, plus 45. That's 135 classrooms.
Bono ni getigarita sabarokia bwo kweneke buna koje bwate sebali ya serikali yo mugabana Simbarati lekweneke buna amagenderama yanko ganderali kokolekana ime county ya Kisii. Ingo reporter ya Etaya TV kurwa ATC county ya Kisii Riteriane Wycliffe Orenge.
Bemono sana mulike ito Wycliffe Orenge na roboti ruwa senchira yobo ikirano tobotiana nani watakaso roboti ronda basto kumanyigo buna gatia bangina kurwase county ya Kisii nige mambili tukoli ya raweso kiana kurage kiara gocha somo msebe ward ya ichuni Wycliffe siocha oyo batebero na chinkwana chia ya samatuka bango igani gocha bere chiko mochechelia na komo chongeli mo first lady May Arati okwana nabalikia manganani go batebero na abangina nigo babeneta kwa esko yabo onyina bo nigo batebero no mugabana niga bere kawo ikirania mange korugesanya rakaba kago so abisi roboti oruwa sinchira hireyo boikiran.
Baukwana na balikia mangana ime county ya Kisii niye gatia basubati kurwa sub county au ime county ya Kisii barokane korage kiara gocha somo MCA hebu wadi ya ichuni Wycliffe siocha oyubatebire unasa matukabwango igani garokane kuburwa masikani gochia sabangina na neno mongina wo mugavana bwe county ya Kisii May Arati.
Tuara masikani ya sabangina mama nero kogongeti omongina nero gokorugera nyomba na ande tomusigete ngwaje koigondo korama mongino ngokwanera siocha wikirifu koranje tuara masikani abangine bagosikwa nonye nayo nyore mukago uri onyuomete okora muisikali na basacha bande goikoigubobe gosoito omonto igo koranje intubuna bangina ba Kisii county twakike Exiligent
bakora wana sara nyaenya ni kubona bamuburire siocha korokia masikani gochia somongina bwo mugavana asikeria buna nigarokanire kumurutira mangana wetera semitandao
abangina mwatira nebintebi omongina okorokunga May ye first lady asikwe akore naki asikwe nando sie komo no korera ntobeza kokoiwa ga Kisii county kokora mabangina ntogo chiwanja genteke kora May first lady yaito aitari ara masikani nando ndonsi egendo taramanya simba ne chitamurenga simba tutamu and let May Arati kwamboka be respected abangina abangina oye
na sense moyende niko bona bamubori okore meremo ria bete kagochero nabamenyi kurwase wodi ya Ichuni kutoka ime bunge ya Nyaribari Masaba asikeria buna bamenyi bechinse mecho niko bari no gosemerio konne gwo konyore meroberio ya magendro nelinde kwena nali bagali okore meremo asabara ibande
siocha gasa bitichikura agachorwa agatumu office tatomiri motonto tatomiri somongina May igatumetu ase county office mune MCA ko represent Ichuni ward akorera abantu ba Ichuni webire omwana oyo iga no mokekae twimire motigataternera amanyiki yako chikokora
siocha wewe si tulikutuma pale kazi yako ni kuimbichi kazi yako ni kudhurumu kazi yako ni kutusi wa mama leo hii nataka kukuhakikishia kuwa machozi ya wamama yesi enda chini bure.
Asese moyende niko bona balire ira yugoche kogenda kumusiro mugavana Paul Simbarati hasobachori bone bu mwaka b'Ibere na 2025 asikiria buna nigabere kawe kiranie merobere menge ya magendro asiba mubodi kogendra gokora mange
intu abana intigrasiruti intu tokwa Simbarati chikura taba chiko kakanga igakora mabakungu kegera ndo chikwa Simbarati chikura abakungu no tole nyaro taba se kwe ba murame simbege ndo toko ko teibu no musacha ya kware mete para lete maramu o musacha be kororo o musacha ndo ko mununa kiki kyara kwa bara sirubu kumamonwa boriye sibare ko enda babe kakurwa tipasa litiri konye kwa bigire siba kwa abantu bamwe abobuka batatake tikotoa etuani kachonjo Mungu takora mutoro tuko tayari kama wanawake.
Kwa reporter Etaya TV kuraiga somo chobo songo njeni konkoro kwa Eric Maube.
Memono sana mulikito Eric Maube na roboti rwa senchira yobo ikirano mwancho maligali ya so roboti ronde abananchi kurwa somo chokemera wodi ya Kemere bunge tutu Masawe county ya Nyamira niko bamuganiro muraiwensi ya Kenya Dr. William Samoei Ruto kubaroroberia abakenya bogima asoko bakeria magoli ebinto byechingencho ebyo mwananchi ense asemeretie okwana neta TV abananchi abo niko batebere una bogima niko bwa kongira abakenya asobora iboro na kumugania Moskeru Ruto korotota chinkwana nechire cyanya twabakubaliera chingakia lingewe yakere koko asoko liye korokyo borayibwense hanene mono obubwagerire arabisi mwaka w'ekiri 2022 ogero Peter Amange
Zakari Enduranerio no yomo bw'abananchi korwase chinseme chicha Kemera uyoberega ko kwanera igoro yogo konga kwa bogimanse yoborai bwe serikali ero
ono kesa tuoborai abantu tochandegete poto mwapweli alengo totebinga nechibasi twalengo cha kobeka mafuko mama mboga watu wa pota mkongoteni bono lero igacheta gatoimo kigoro igagatoira ninse agasamusa kino nkeli twabwato mabuko akabeko mabuko yakagenda obogima bakongete talindagere koli bono igano ndagera omotoriro ole siringi 200 Kento ke kolie unyomba no na mafuta maete kere petroli ya kongete na kire gento pake chumbie ya chiteka mentali goli bono obogima bakong'erete abantu bonsi pi onde teyobwate noe negiakori noe nkondo teiyo
Mera bwa bananchi korwa ase chinseme chigani kuba muganiro morai bwense Daktari William Samuel Ruto wesokia na gukwanera igoro ya magori y'ebintu biri birengete omwananchi onse
atokwanire ntubu n'abananchi gekogera ntu twamoete chikura anya gototomera abantu aba nabu twaete chikura gosenera
otare gwanja origereria abakenya bari gwache tukarera ingi kware gochorere buna nkori giore chikura otokonye bono kwebachire gwachire osoko utumeke endege 2 million ngware gwanja oche otorigereria obogimo obutata ano gwache the ground buna origereria ground eke ebinto byakongire tata otoko sinyuko gore chumbi ekebiriti kementete esindani yarenge siringi yajire siringi sano bono ngakyorengereti otare gwanja osore ocho onyenyeke origereria abananchi inki kwa barierete chira
kuripoti Lieta television korwa ase chinseme chiga cha Kemera kutoka se wodi ya Kemera se bunge ya Kitutu Masaba imeye kaunti ya Nyamira Lieta liana igongoro kwa Ogero Peter
Pemono sana mulikito Ogero Peter na roboti rwa senchira yobo ikirano Wancho muligali ya soroboti ronde ya matemo nige gosaba bakonyi bw'ekibese libaruse lyomongina omwabu yonyaraka bakago siryo bogema mayo yokorwara asimya kemenge asinkendo na komwenia okwana leta TV nige ya mateyo batabuna niko bagane tishilingi chiribu 52 iliko murusia mongina roda bosibuli nyamali asinkendo naboigo banyare koba asabatebero nigo banyare koba koni nibo yonsi asingenchiyo komorwalia kolenda kanyara koba kago siryo bogema bwaye Sagini Kerosi Thomas Namange.
Okwana na Etaya television niko yamate yego tebanga niko mongino babiro kurwara amatuka mange mono bono niko kuikira bono igabwate bili ya shilingi 70,000
babonero mongina roda ya kimeko babiro kurwara bamura ringi kintambi bawandi ni bento twamate onsi yombi twamate skachi muri wajikote ibase bone gastekire ntubwatikende nantu tureka asaba atara murabane ntubwatikende
bono banyare gusaba umugaba na follow Simbarati amono MCA bashaje mwishumi wa John Sambo banyare kubakonya nabo kunyara kwenya omongina sobwa ngo
semyaka yarire 3 maiga bero kurwara urite kumushuikira ukira itukulia Jumamosi chuma la 19 kabogosira bamurwariri batemire ni gutwabusenka twaonire yonsi sebona gato bwatikende tugosaba murayeto John Sambo omugabano ito Simbarati ukonyi
Woigo niko omugabana Paul Simbarati anyare kwenera ng'ambia mono asochaka kuri majipara gutakira chinsemo cha Nyacheki gutimbuka guika chinsemo cha Masige West na Masige East amona Pass Central na gutimbuka guikira wachache
Kutete kupongeza omugabano ito Simbarati ase emirimo eria anyare koba gotokorera ntomaete ng'a chisegi nabo chiko base gati yao kiagera oborai kero omonto nabotagete lakini ase obomaene keri gwakorire ekeri nabo togogeitaba chipara chiaito chiaremiru chitakarimirwe amatuko amaega buya chipasari chiakabisiru wachisokirie arabu gwetera aba MCA baito boigo amabere achire ase cukuru chiaito ebi nebirenge ebiya kwaretire kiagera abana bono ekere bakogendaga ase cukuru chiaito nkonyara bare konyora amabere gatatu ase ewiki nabo bagotwara omoyo bwa ogosoma naende batwara obote bwa esukuru ase ege ning'aria kwatekirie omoisimi wetu chiatua na mono naende twarorire ase orugongo rwaito amache narachire buna abakwani bande bateba obomaene gwakorire amagenderero
niko banyare gusaba embure nyare gokeana egere chipara chonsi picha Kisii County nyare kuremwa abantu banyare korora amagenderero
tigwete biragitambi gandata kori gasi kurwa ase koru Nyacheki mbigendete gocha no bire gatima bumasike gocha ntole no gosemeri ngambike bas chache gaiga na intibito konye chipara mnaboneke bare kogenda se kanisa yetu ya St Ignatius ndomanyete ngo mweshimie waito na chato yeraberie eyebe gokonya abakristo banyare ko babagoticha tugosanga ase obwamo
omae noboremeru mboro ebinto babwate bakorire ase eng'encho ya oborwaire nonya oyo ominto John Sambo una oyare nyokokoro nomaete amang'ana aya yonsi tomanyeri omosimi gwaito omonene Gavana Simbarati ntoroche egasi nebuchete korema ore chipara mache atirimbokire aetire nagasaine goeta kere enyomba omorero nogasaine goeta kere enyomba goetera aye
Riboderi ya Etaya television ya bero bero bwagusi amone nsengima kurwa kenyoro kya muziki batongo nyakigo sub location Itumbe location Sameta sub county Meyakisi county oyo nomorero ino saginikero si Thomas ukiona Etaya television ya elea ujue imeundwa na utangazaji walioshamiri katika taaluma ya uandishi na utangazaji hadi broadcasting house Etaya House Kisumu Road Nyamataro kwako studio.
Bemono sana mulikito sagini Kirosi Thomas tolino kuyena mna ya matini nyale kwa kego konyeka. Mwanchumo liya tegadro robotiro kubwatia. Omo Inspector General baba nyimbo Douglas Kanja nigara liye hochi ya gochenchi wa asegati nsemo yobolendi wo maraigwensi ya Kenya Dr. William Samoei Ruto iliko mwanekelia obolendi bo isaine aniga gocha maiga ye kolekia bwango iga bwasomo sacho yomo atanya anyara koba kago tema kominyoka boikase omuraibwense chinga kyalinga ukwanira abananchi ase county ya Kilifi chinga kichomo yega bo kumwaliga nyanka mo permanent secretary ase wizara ya Basai Fikrini Jacobs kolengana mona Kanja etali ntunde ntangani obolendi bo muraibwense ya Kenya Dr. William Samoei Ruto bwabeire bogotema guturubanigwa nanyinabo mosikeruto nganyara kabaga kumwegerera omosawo yo nagote abunanigara chikumosira kolenganamo nokogane kwaye ase chintunda chinde nigo muraibwe nsanyara kabaga korekana kominyo kiwo wasego ikerwa mo negati abananchi ekero abo atobolendi obo akanyara kabaga kwa serikali oikenga kiende agatema kuruterwe koroto chinga kialenge asomo sangerekano wa magenderero tegerera
pia hapo matano mane ndio nimesema pia tunataka tuiunganishe barabara kutoka Kakanjuni iende hapo matano mane na iende Baolala. Maambiwa sijui kuna bao inalala mahali fulani. Hiyo pia kandarasi tumetengeneza. Yes. Asante sana. Huyo kijana hana shida. Nafikiri amejifunza kutoka Fikirini Jacobs kwamba nafasi ikipatikana asiipoteze. So huyo kijana wachana nitamshughulikia baadaye. Huyo ni kijana mzuri. Yeye anatafuta pia bahati yake. Bamba hoye.
Wanchumo ligelia nengana yoko wasia sana tulino kwegana na bolendi bo maraibwense mbonyara ko bokogendera gotingigwa bunebwendete kolengana mune birengo biribiganirie asoro boti wabene bo tukobwalero twabere to kwaliganirie mwanchumo ligelia na mange aboiboli bamanyikaine buna single mothers bakuba bagwetera anena mono bali batabwati chinka chiabo habo konyora bamenyite Islam chi town ao ase amanyekaine buna kambi matoke imeyakenyenye bunge ya Machoge barabwe county ya Kisii nigati abasubati abo batabwati chimbo bona boigo chinsobo bamenyete hobogemo bokongu botali bwa kawaida ase bamenyetamo nabana bake bali abatabwati chinsobo boigo bamenyeta chinsemecho asoroboti oroiga nigo banyare ko bakoeresera hayibabere bagwetera barabwo naboigo kwendekia gose ogosemeri kwabo bunangane ine chikunyara kwabage koligererwa asebo igo banyarre ko bakuboria barai bari no moyo bwancho kuya gose well wishes wesonania korwa obokonyi bwendagera ebirariro nabo igo banyarre ko bakonya aschinchira ao Morikeito Cornelius Onyancha Mogoso nigairire chinga kichiabene na gutwarigereria orabatirwa bene korwa kambi matoke.
Ntongo chirogora ato mintagitita gantiga mama minto nera gatama nkaberaga
ai moi bole na matime tia sare onde time tia sai inde nchubeka Kenya iga ngoli ndagira andons na rarandons lakini besa bono na setu kure school fee ngochi koirana bali mubangirani
anje gontisiera ngongen tale na bana ekagira kabwatu bana timbati mondo gonkonya nje ngoitachera kiregento
one twagosanete no mugakone agachaka lento musubati oyo bona ndekera agenda agateba nga nche na museli na banse nyente tamako kaganse nyente amaguru
asubu katakati umuchoke nyenya kutoka miye bunge jabo machoge bravo anene munasa igama nyakene una kambi matoke asese memenyiri na bare batabati chinga chabo gose gwetero goseri wana bogo gosnyana kurwase chinka abana batabati chinga chabo nabo igo batabati abaibuli no bakonyorera oburaro asayaiga nabo igo basubate bati kitona basache babo gwitira chingencho ao na bonsi babikito bamenya asayaiga asorbotero igoro abene rwatero ikasa yaiga na gusangana bamenyabo astumra namane dor kanyabonyi omenyira asayaiga gwitana emyaka 10 amana abana baye batano abwatigirito muno mugakoye uyogendrete gusibwa sigita senie kemo kyabanyanyimbo
samalite nguru kutori kanyabonya buto namenyira kuri 2015 abana bali batano gaste yongo kora timbo ati musaitisi yogonkonya ninche bweka tato mwaba abana taiyo ninche bweka nyane kuragira ni garama nyane nyombo ndo yo kungakana ninche ngwakana
asedor kasako eresera buna gwetera kokoseri gukobogima numusacho yoye na kugweretera gusibogisibo kyobogima engana ya murete dor kakonganya na kwemenya asayaiga
tato mwaba kutoka police anje gontisiera ngongen tale na bana ekagira kabwatu bana timbati mondo gonkonya nje ngoitachera kiregento
rispa komboka mamumu abo bana batano nomo oyo boyo kwereseresa bali yoboriri bana babaye atabwate mukonyo ndi bwenzi
yesa malieta nkuru rispa komboka John na menyire Kenya ga miaka kianda menyete na bana mbwata bana batano timbwati sabana kurtu atiganite na kore miaka kianda Kenya no menyete ga muno rocha saiga ngororekana no menyete abana bonsi ninje mbatenete school masomo nje ngo somi na kiregento nje ngori timbwati ga siende ngokora ne bibarwa ngokore mechigoeta na boranda ngeri buongo sibiri chicho ondangeri buongo remere ondangeri buongo sibiri chianga ende yonsi nje ngokora nde solonga asinyore besa
oigo rispa ene kiribuna nigo himugite jukumu yoko basomya na kubarenda abana bubae emyaka kyanda bono mega yo musacho yoye kunganya kurwa inkasobo na kumutigana abana
omosi na nyomire no ndwete na abana abonsi oikera boni yakurtu atiganite no musacho na kolre myaka kyanda na abana beta oni tali kon support yandonsi musacho na arwete nka kera mumurumu abasireta akagenda Eldoret igasi ekera abere Eldoret sama tukaberete Eldoret igaikangwa kesimi tali kobogoli simi yane esimi omonto okobogoli no musubati oga kobogoli onze esimi ere charging maambi mogasomara go ekero yikera nchengo chikomanya buyanga manyanga gamenyete Eldoret onyomira omokungu monga nga disappear ngateba tigangiche menyeta oni na abana bane goikera munamenyete boni
Jacqueline kwambuka omuiburo bw'chinse muchanya cheki lakini ogendere tukobera asa chinse michiga cha kambi matoke na boigo hasa koerera makungwa gwitira sayo hamwe na abana bae bane
etare na nguru Jacqueline kwambuka nkanya cheki sena menyire Kenya asa mutuka mangi asende no ngokorere gasiana no ngorugira abana kereke muno ngokore bana bane babire baguchandika esengenjo timbwati ndogo nkonya sema tukaiya mango mugake twatigane tagantigera abana uche ona nasabire monkonya bukonyi bondo bwensi ngoro none yasara kindi bana mbwate bane ne skuru bale lakini ndende timbwati muntu bonsira linda na bagoseli bubabera abo kebarwango korani keli tukongo nya usine mirinde kiabara nawe wetere michande menge wetera nonye na senjira yo kuragira na beko begasi nkomo asenjira yo kwebsi bintu byo kwebsi na bakonyara ntubwati abatokonya gwetera lindi challenge chingo n'abana
omungina Marcela Mbera w'imyaka 53 omungina korekana kuba omungina omogotwa saba igabonse bamenyeta chinse mechiga cha kambi matoke oyo boigo menyete ase iga amo na bachokoro korwa chinsemo cha Bosire ebunge ya Bobasi.
Alisera mbera seitere Bobasi Musali amenyire iga ige miaka 11 bona asigo ne konda ngokora nandi ninde marita magoko paka maguru na maino na nyarite igo goikera igo timbwati se mingokora kinkuragira nimbwata abachukuru nyumba bona abachukuru abu nabo musuko bakorara musuko nabarigeri nyore ne kiro naba nkondo konkonya kabusi negekombe undo nkonya nyore n'obong'ende nabeka riko nanyora nyore mfoti nagora omochere bana bakora kibali igasi igo no menyete mamu nangikaransitensa ati monkonye kimurankonye nona sinkurara na toimoka nyore mbono iga nabo mugokuminga sinkurara nako
seitere gochi Bosire so mama aya najete nkanyomu gochi omosaso tukaja tukaetana n'omogaka omonto agantei ng'agenda sei ngacha kwemenya Kenya gaiga no ne chikonda ngokora onya ne ya mache nabo ngokora enda yonsi ngokorande lakini onya teyo nabo togoswatwarara n'abana bana
ine ningikiamwirire mong'ino yego yatanana korwa omogaka oye
one twagosanete n'omogaka one agachaka rento musubati oyo bona ndekera agenda agateba ng'a nche namoseri nabansenyente tamago kagansenyente amaguru igo bon timbwati ncherende muna bono iga munande iga bono iga nabonda arwa amago kanchake nabonda arwa amaina nchake igo agonchaka timbwati egento nkori nyumba bono gake mware gwancha nabo mogotokonya kuruma iga na intuto babantu muna abandi naya abana batagite koimoka igoro bamubwate bono nkarora ngaya konya kubekera abana amasaitani konya kubwate tatu mwabo na nero banyorete igaikera nkabakani ngatiga igonche ngacha kwemenya
tari ayuka abana esimyaka 15 boigo tebatigiri maega aiga no abana bakwebekera na korara kera rituko ekero kurigeria iga na jikoni nande no nyomba yo korara na boigo korara kwa abana bakoro kwengenchi iga kera rituko na boigo chinga kia abana abo bakwera Israel bairite bara bogutoka chinsa mechiga
ato mintagite tagantiga mama minto nera gatama nkaberaga ngocha nyara rondos ono nichen nkorara sai asoma kwancha monkonye monyaro kumogo tokonya turun sai
Bible bana benkonkonya ekronenge form 1 sai inde form 3 bali konde fi na form 2 mbandwerete sai mwibole na matimete asale onde timete sai inde nchiweka Kenya iga ngoli ndagira andons na rarandons lakini besa bono na setu kure school fee ngochi koirana bali mubangirani ingo saba monkonye se school fee yoke parents ya school
bono nkora likanka namnya kabera njere school tiamberenka sinjo besa nchiyo nkorwe school chibesa ni cha matemu alafu remedio ntobona kuru chire tobona kuru bono tobona kuru 3000 tamu 13000 ona nanya kuru besa kuru tamu ni buna ya chayete ne tamu tu nanya kuru besa
ko bakuna asomotegerere mo igure clip eke tokonya abantu baito ase moise kurigeria sanga bunaya tokumanya enere cho bagotume yende ngeri etari mwanya bande wente komenya asaya na chafu sana twa mwale gwanja mubakonye nyege konyarekana mubarusi asaya tubarigeria sanga aba gwente kobera Nyasaye na bago tusintuensi
ana bangi mbaliga batekonda school osogwanja koina bagambi baito bobora obisi mwale gwanja akimokonya abana bikosi ga ya chandikire bube none bintu yuko bakwe bisi yose kurigereri ne bana era bokorera ene ari gusaba ga serikali yonsi piga kisomo somore akimokonya abana aba pika bagosumba kuna abana lesi no mono we school abana mbali mastiri tali era bieka abana bara bange ko kambi matoka na abantu bara bange mwale gwanja kimubakonye kakibende school mabimbato ibera so gwanja kwene nabasaba
bare saba kambi matoke elinde karimbura ya tore yinde amarere naro bana bara abachande kimono para atakiru bakonye ano borwaire mbo basabo kuchanda abana n'iki school ne school mbali goje ibona sabira abantu bose barase abagandi baisai bakonya abana aba
wetera yonsi ekirengana bigukone kwabo no kurusi wa saya na wigusirwa asinchara ye biashara ibibira bakonya soko gendere family chabo engana yasegetiru na bariba bera so mustari obusio asoko basira wetera sechinchira ao
no manena gosoma kirongoro nande ni gale malete ninche nkuri kirege chibesa ninche basalia gongonya timbo ati monto gongonya asinkurara ninsenkurara timbo ati kitanda nkurara ninsenkurara asimenyete ni gara chafu monge kwancha ga kimonkonya
ndagira no muchando nari gusabe gabana yetu Simbarati amone MCO ito amusionderi plus ukunkomenta no ndumbo ito badia barongo kamuranje nche mondigeri encheranda amenya na abana abane igera abebuya nekera murandigeri no nyensiringi kominda chakiregi asaranda rendera abana igonda igubuya muno nande mbatenga buya muno nande nyasaba mente
murankonya no ni biasara bindi byose no nyumba timbo ati ntunkorarera ikimuranche gonkonya suwanje kwe
ombaso seitere center lakini nje no mukachi okanyama onye bantu mbale bale kokonyu nande bale kobera onye yanyale kana nyumba chiri cha affordable housing na bwaba aba batagere konganyi gukorwa ase nje none chinyumba bamenyete mbure tubu negenda tokutubuya iga na beko nyale kana none chinyumba ichi bagwere bono mwale gwanja mubachari banganyi gukorwa bae gwasara agia bakomenya ase nje na baro umwanya bantu baligiruwe njera bakanyora umugati okera rituka ase nje mbabwata abana abuna babo bategemete na bwe school fees na bwe ndagera abande muigwete buna bakorera no kuragire kuri shida bono gusaba goito na kuo kunga mware kwanja mubakonye kurwe serikali anene bakenge mubakonya abantu amo barusia saya mubaligeria saga yakobera na monyo baligeria njera bakanyora biashara bike elinde bakonya abana katogendera ubugimo bwensi
kuripoti Etaya TV kurwa chisemo cha kambi matoke kinyenyae bunge jabo machoge barabwe kaunti ya Kisii Inchen Cornelius Onyancha Mugusu.
Emono sana mulikitwa Cornelius Onyancha kurwa se wotwalga liyo roboti ruwa bene. Wancho mwali wana kurwa se meza yechigo soli nkumanyele nyarako bakago kolekana kurwa chinsemo au. Eminano bitano bieligi yenkoe ya Kenya nigo biago soli wa se biti au litkolia lero abwa se Shabana baroma kali yegolie mansemo na Sofapaka segeti kianyayo Bandari bayengesa Taska egolie mansenoti Bidco United nigo bangesua na Muranga Seal chiko libera sebosa. Nairobi United nigo batanyo sania na Police FC. Ekaro APS Bometa segeti kiabo Gianka bangesa AFC Leopards chiko libere ASEMO. Amachibu haidera Gor Mahia koraliwa kwa baba Nyankongo ase season yeiga.
Mwanzo mimi nataka kusema hadharani. Kama tuwezi badilisha officiating Kenya tuko na problem. Yeah. Amwezi pata game kama EFC, magames ina decide ligi, then unaangalia refa kama huyu, origin yake ni wapi kwanza. Alafu unampea game kama hii, na decisive game. Ni mazeni upuzi FC nini? Federation afaangalie. Amenyima Beda alikuwa anaenda kufunga bao. Hiyo ni ashamtoka, ameshika ball hadharani, then no booking, no nothing mzee. Ya kuna haiwezi happen hivyo. Uwezi kuona kuja wa game na usha make decision unataka kufanya. It's wrong. Federation afaangalie game kama hizi mazena afaangalie marefa wanapatia game kama hizi. Sijai complain you are for but today it's bullshit.
Game ya leo tunashukuru God. Haijakuwa rahisi. Tulijua itakuwa ngumu lakini Mungu ametuwezesha na game plan yetu ili work. Kwangu kivyangu ni achievement mzuri na tunashukuru God for the team. Imekuwa fiti sana.
Acha nianze kwa clean sheet. Mimi ni yule coach anapenda timu yangu inapiga clean sheet sana. Na anyway FC wamejaribu wakangangana wakapata hiyo bao. Cha muhimu sasa imekuwa ni ushindi Maana mimi nilijua game itakuwa ngumu sana, ni kama tu first leg. Lakini first half ukiangalia mechi hatukuwa tunawakimbiza sana. Hao ndio walikuwa wanakuja kwetu. Ni kama ile ilikuwa tunawangoja. Second half ikifika hivi then tutakuwa tunatoa makali yetu. Na yenyewe second half ukiangalia tumeidominate throughout, tukapata hizo bao mbili kutoka kwa Wasai, bao mbili safi sana. So kongole sana kwa wachezaji wangu.
Nabono muchumaliria so kolera kero eligiane ne yenkoyo ya Bongereza English Premier League EPL komwari lero nigaba tiotelebe klabu ge Arsenal agenderete gucengera bubwi bwe season yega abwa sinamba yabatiotereria abo banyara kwa wesoke gucengera obunyankongo bo asobwamo asinsemo aoimense asoro sagiarwa kisi nigaba tiotereria abo banyara kwa wesoke na korokyo mogokobo ase agati yemechiende nabayigo meyense ya Kenya.
Mina na ikomi biko isike chisoniega Exiligent ya EPL nigo bya gusarigwe marago ya rero asebiti ao ekeramono abatuterebe club gya Arsenal banyara ko bawesokya eriko bocengera obunyangongo bwelige gama y'imyaka 22 Dominic Yori nigare homuraibu mashabik asoro sagerwa kisi
agite ko ngana na into akora iko bwangu ikyagera window near open as a signing sai abagani mwenzipi karibu mnalero bono twata kumira na gaiga eko ende gushabikia na gotogia na kogokera umuyogorero buko buri kombe ge Premier League ikia bande batuchongeire mono mnatoire miaka 22 lakini baramba inyorete na into sai next week inkego twakeirire bono rende bana wa minto pore rende miaka 14 supu ideri meke ngorabara muri so to chimotwe elinde lyo e weekend yende tare 30 nande no to karumo yego monene bunoyo Kisumu Kenya ngima 20 pi no to kale Kisumu ele to kokero gobogori Champions League thank you
ne klabu kibareta moyo na mbene ya mashabik abasiri tukorero bachicha moyo ro kiboti kimeno gati ya Arsenal Crystal Palace asegetiga Selhurst Park meyo magobani yomo asomo chobo songo.
Mimi ni mmoja wa leaders wa Kisii na kwanga deputy president. I'm very much happy with the Arsenal. We've played well, tumekuwa consistent na tumedominate katika uchezaji wetu wote. Saki tulikuwa naomba all Arsenal fans tujumuike pamoja, we celebrate together. We are Gunners and Gunners forever.
Arsenal ni gobanyara ko bakwene ko babwima gigaye kimeno gya gatikati iki ase Manchester City bachiete makarigori ya Masayemo na FC Bournemouth.
Coordinator ya Arsenal Kenya Kisii branch. Director no mogoko togogete bube sana. Matuka mange twabere togoshabikia Arsenal yeye but now God has done it. Ya rokanire twanyore kombe na nikonyara gutore kende weekend. Njebune coordinator ngo saba mashabiki onsi agusi engima tobwate kyombeke na sana gya Arsenal bachamo batoligie tokonyane Arsenal to konya na 70 wing otherwise thank you so much ntoram
Arsenal ni gobanya ko bakomukyo bunyangongo magaye gutora bo mu which point 55 na isano point yemo igoro ya chira Liverpool bemukretyo bunyangongo ase season ya eta egento bono bagokera mono abatutererwa Arsenal.
Shabiki sugu wa Arsenal Kisii tuna furaha kwa sababu siku ya leo tunawashuhudia tu although tushachukua league leo ni kama formality lakini Mungu ametutoa mbali. Tunawashukuru washabiki wote wa Kenya, wa Kisii na wale wote ambao wameungana na sisi siku ya leo kusherehekea ushindi wetu na championship yetu. Pia mkumbuke kwamba wiki ijayo ndio tuko na kinyang'anyiro kubwa ya Champions League ambayo pia tunaomba mtuombee ili tuweze kuchukua hiyo kombe.
Nigobana sana barachukua roberia se finali ya Champions League ibara gosiri ikego chane klabu kia PSG. Kefanengo Bosire, Etaya TV.
Emono sana inomori kitoke Kefanengo Bosire watumanye igoro hiyo mogoko batioterebe klabu ya Arsenal abanyara ko bakorerwa abanyankongo be ligi ya English Premier League maiga yime Cameroon gebere ni bere nigo sara nyarangi ontita ontenga I do not have to repeat 22 years the last time they won was sekero abanyat ko bakorerwa babwi kolende togo kodra se season finale yake minanekige EPL nigo Manchester United banyara ko bako yikora Brighton abwa somo mo sorry Bruno Fernandes anyara ko bagakorerwa ko ba man of the season was a player of the season ayonsi kefane ngo Bosire na chunya kwa bakago tomanyia Wolves nigo banyara kwa bakoenda makaliye golie masema na Burnley nigo Arsenal banyara kwa bako ikora Crystal Palace chigoli bere asemo nabo igo Fulham banyara kwa bako ikora Newcastle chigoli bere asenoti Liverpool nabo igo Brentford nigo bagenda makaliye golie masemo kero Aston Villa bayikora Manchester City chigoli bere asemo Bournemouth na Nottingham nigo banyara kwa bako genda makaliye golie masemo Chelsea niko bangesua chigoli bera asemo ne timu ile ya Sunderland kero Tottenham banyara ko bako ikora Everton FC oli ya Masenoti na West Ham niko banyara ko bako nyorobo bwechigoli sato Asenoti kero bange ko bosolia mona Leeds United ase finali gose okolera season yega ya emichone ya English Premier League na Arsenal niko baragendere go chengera ngweta bange bagateba sigika kiamatuko ose season yengi matuko chimisa tona meronge tano no muna isano tima itinga no mwako mwima lakini rende tunasema ongera sana team Arsenal na roboto ikiomwelio Etaya Jumapili Chinsa Ibere karo chikoraga Chinsa nyini chikunyara kawanko ida nanko manye yomo nanda mange asenchira ere yobo ikirano toskale kweda na torine nkwana yawe no mogani to ase studio ito chikunyara kabato gosanga monera ase kange talige tambe kolenda sebono ko wakiranga mbiamono asinge nchikwanyara chinga kigosanga mo 920 cheni onkoro kwa Eric Bosire Joshua utanigalinge kurwa sensema ya kabiri studio wetera senchira yimanyiriri
Etaya TV Oborabu Bwagusi.
Karibu Harken Academy Kisii, shule ya kisasa ya bweni na kutwa kwa wavulana na wasichana inayopeana masomo ya CBC kuanzia preschool, primary na junior secondary. Iko na mazingira matulivu, walimu waliohitimu na wa kutosha, maktaba ya kisasa, mahabara ya kompyuta na sayansi, madarasa na mabweni ya kisasa, mahali pa wanafunzi kujifurahisha na pia wanakuza talanta na kutia fora katika michezo mbalimbali. Vile vile wana usafiri wa kutosha. Kupata nafasi ya mwanao, watembelee Riatwenya, kilomita 2 kutoka mji wa Kisii, barabara ya Kisii Marani, au piga simu nambari 0755331318. Harken Academy, the future is here.
Exiligent College of Health Sciences nigo bago kwarigania yobwate grade G D- gochigoroa se chikosi chabo bunabono caregiving, health care support services, counseling, psychology, community health, social work. Yo intake yabo area April, July amona October. Inyora Exiligent College of Health Sciences nigere accredited amona TVET. Kwenye Ralibaga, yenda se website yabo ya www.ehti.info. Niko bago tuka ime Family Health Plaza, Mayumai Road, barabara na Timol ime Nairobi. Asamange. Naboko bakire simya sinamba 0722682222. Ikose 0733300673. Angoya oenyo Ralibaga asa chinte kicho Jonse.
Welcome to Exiligent College of Healthcare Sciences. My name is Bridget Chepkemoy and I am the principal of the institution. In addition to classroom teaching, we expose our learners to clinical experience both in our hospital, Exiligent Health Hospital, and other public health facilities that we are in partnership with. This ensures that our learners get a hands-on experience in their training. After completion of training, our graduates are able to seek employment both locally and internationally. Welcome to Exiligent College of Healthcare Sciences. Your healthcare professional journey starts here.
Exiligent College of Healthy Sciences. Learn, lead, thrive.
Welcome to Hurricane Academy Kisii, a modern mixed day and boarding school offering CBC curriculum at preschool, primary and junior secondary levels. It provides a serene learning environment, enough qualified teachers, modern facilities such as library, computer and science laboratories, classes and dormitories, playgrounds and accessories, and they nurture talents and excel in sports, and their scholars are picked and dropped home. To secure a chance for your child, visit us at Yatwenya, Kisii Maran Road, 2 kilometers outside Kisii town, or call 0755 331318. Hurricane Academy, the future is here.
Ikeye a soroboti ruabene.
Nato minta ngitita gantiga, mama minta nera gatama.
Anje kontisiera, kongen tale na ban.
Ne tuago sanete no mugako ne.
Karibu Hurricane Academy Kisii, shule ya kisasa ya bweni na kutwa kwa wavulana na wasichana inayopeana masomo ya CBC kuanzia preschool, primary na junior secondary. Iko na mazingira matulivu, walimu waliohitimu na wa kutosha, maktaba ya kisasa, mahabara ya kompyuta na sayansi, madarasa na mabweni ya kisasa, mahali pa wanafunzi kujifurahisha na pia wanakuza talanta na kutia fora katika michezo mbalimbali. Vile vile wana usafiri wa kutosha. Kupata nafasi ya mwanao, watembelee Yatwenya, kilomita 2 kutoka mji wa Kisii, barabara ya Kisii Marani, au piga simu nambari 0755331318. Hurricane Academy, the future is here.
Etaya TV. Oborabu Wagusi.
Emono sana nando mwanchumo lilia weta TV maiga yobo kuletera mungana maya sinchira ire yobo ikirano asita Jumapili notonyara ko batokorera namo na Clinton Onyancha uyoromo president wasomorai ase kiombe kaligia Kisii County Youth Assembly na tunyara ko kagotomanya sine kiombe lakini arole umurai asenseme iyo anemono asokwane kibunango chikunyara ko bakagotomanya muna ekigani nkikeminete anemono ase ubura yobo calling bakunyara ko bakora ro ikirabono iga na ninki ekiga togoshikunyara ko tokumanya kurwa sebale kumanyunga nabo gusangamo na intua sensemelia ya Facebook buna Etaya TV na bega sensemelia ya YouTube buna Etaya TV nyara ko bako tutomera ujumbe yawo gabo tomanyinga yorigeret korwa na ninki keiga oraga ntuchunya kwa togosanga amo no musao yoiga ase maragoba ya bono boiga bali motore korwa se TV gabo abokunyara kwa gutuma ujumbe yao hanene muno Wetera se namba 0735 333 na botokunyara kwa batoka ne kibuna twanyarire kwa batoko kwana naye hanene muno igoro yari ngitoborai amagendero hagati ya yande amange kolinda sebono gushikunyara kwa banku mwaliga niyo muganione ase studio eliyokane kiyabo nango tumanyara asaru osembuyere agotwairira kiroge kikiaye iganki gitenenderete ase nkwane itemaragoba ya lero karibu sana.
Thank you. Asa marita bakondoka Clinton Onyancha Mboy. Inkaire Bomachogi Church constituency, Bochi Tendre Ward, Nyamonyo Village, Nyamonyo Polling Station, Abu Noonkuru, Eyi Noonka, na inche no murainde, murai wa wanafunzi at the same time murai wa basai. Na veire murai wa na sa wanafunzi, I think this is my second term, of which bono kwa nando kutikira abandi na bara ba explore bamanye obuya bwa oburai ninki. Currently inche nomrai wa the Kisii County Youth Assembly. The Kisii County Youth Assembly it's a platform na vengane organization very created at least to offer at least a platform as abantu baranyara ba ku engage mostly young leaders.
Bemo sana first of all tutara kwanere ya Youth Assembly watere kwa bere bora ya docket as university, is it something krema sole because unanjana temete sana campus amangana ya kwa academic secretary president chiwesi gatokea? How has the journey been briefly first of all?
The journey, it has been quite nice, babu the support na very in my leadership journey since Brightina Buchagabon, Nimbuchagate since kinde, I think primary school. Kingo which a primary class 7, class 8, Nona Renge school captain, from Fukinaika High School, Kavabari school captain. Bono in now after Naikre University, Ngachakabono serve as the Kisii County University and College Student Association president. Over I want very obuya. There are also challenges have been that has come to me, and also there are some over even tuna nyaro kuikiran na tevenga in my lane of leadership ekina yikiraniri ekine ikiraniri na bonko para binto bibere bitatu
gochoro gotote bira kini obora yumatana bo chaka mune chiche igo bagoteba linde buna examples of kina Babo Wino, kina James Agri Bobo Rengo no bachakrete university anda konyoranga bono biri mubunge wembakasi ande nego montonde kagatanga bayise ko bamba ligereri kana bokonyoro biro mugabana we county ya Nairobi akya konyoro biro ne president ya Kenya, the likes of Alias and Joe and the rest. So is it something that you really want kogendera go sebono na gochikorera se kwa president ya association ya wanafunzi ya Kisii County?
Yeah. Ni nchimba ngeta kogendera I have ambitions come 2027 no tora sikinyanganyiro ya OMC wa watch tender board kiara we are now no longer crying out of the table. Tote tokobera ase table ase whenever we put our allegations to manyangana kitoko complain torororo trying to make policies chira konya abantu igobono ntoriko getigera agaiga it is a process, it's a process ego kina pole
you are confirming here on TV because I want to get na bangi sana including followers bao uchoro kubole keroke obo jumbe bwe county
no OMC wa watch tender board.
Yes as a word ya watch tender
2027
uchoro tote why but back to what you were saying kwa nyera kwa kwa ikirania manga sobora iwa wanafunzi especially Legacy University. We've had several issues umurai kurwa mangana ya funding ya chaka migomo yaba alimu chi lecturer abanafunzi kusiria magema aba university because I know those are some of the issues mokunyara kwa moko raise inki mwanya kama okora how ngakimwate miriko yegerera abanafunzi abaye
kulingana na advocate yana bereki ngo serve as the president and the meta abanafunzi ko tena ba Kisii County generally once ba so much university different ekwende program ne area ya chagetu by Michelin Ruto,
yes,
the first dot of course,
yes,
a program yiga together with the partnership ye awate these foundations are what?
Yes.
Awate Smarts Foundation,
Yes.
awate TYPNI.
Yes.
In partnership with that foundations, ntwanya to wakanira wanafunzi around 1.67 million school fees. Jabali twarenge a training. So chi training nchiri twabire to gukora as a program yeito chia chikorukunga transformative TLC, transformative leadership communication. Any communication after the training leadership yetu akore at the end of the week ngonya mo tokoleta the problems abantu bali ba attended chiri banyolire, maybe the challenges they face. So basically tukanyore chinyinge charingi school fees, of which after we shared with her akaka na wanafunzi ya school fees. So in matters of school fees tuantemire konyara sto weekend. Personally na temire konyara sina nyale weekend. And in terms boneke toche the challenges bune chiga chia the suicides chikotoka se skuru.
Yes.
You know, we have trying to do some mentorship programs of which chinde nchira nyara kopa successful because of one of two challenges toko nyara weekend ni the time frame so konyora nchiri that's sufficient nchiri buya. Ono mentorship to abere toko kora but mostly to online. We have never done physical mentorship maybe to these high schools or rather to these universities, but at least ngokora civic education to enlighten these people ngana ki this is not the end. A challenge kwa nyoerere telio mweli. Coming back to the new funding model bagego introduced by the current regime, the government of what I could say in a percentage, I don't want to rate it, but according to the performance na already ya funding model yiga ne what challenges the implementation of what to abere to kuchiriza out through these online platforms still there is sufficient buyayo, but ya temire let me say ya konyira bake but let me say very inclusive.
Tell me about this assembly forum. In structure, first of all, you are the president, and then a agenda was the main objectives change chichiga kurase county ya Kisii nande. Is it something kianyara kwa kewe kiraniwa keroro kewe exist?
The Kisii County Youth Assembly tianya we exist. We have never had such a kind of a platform there before. I'm the founder of the Kisii County Youth Assembly. After I've been serving the leadership ya wanafunzi, I identified a gap. There's a gap between leadership, maybe the government, and the youth. There are some concerns. Government. You won't raise a concern of maybe unemployment. You won't raise a concern of maybe innovation because in wanafunzi there are sectors mwanafunzi kole skuru tocha complaining unemployment, you are still studying. So identify that gap between the government and the youth, then tokachaki ntekurunga the Kisii County Assembly. The Kisii County Assembly ne what structure yae, ne what organogram yae, ekochaka kurwa say the county executive committee, toche the youth MPs and the youth MCS. That's the structure of the Kisii County Youth Assembly. Now for the county executive, kulingana na wale ba kufuatilia chi platform cheito, we haven't done elections cha county executive committee. We are still negotiating torengana ki what can we do best eli ndege ntekeiga inkera after mete our term of leadership era after 3 years. Now from completion of implementation ya rather the inauguration ya tubange tokoba next month na tucha kubanga our 3 years. So we are still negotiating torangana ki when the structure kitra atwara ye county government era nyara ko full stake ntekiga kagen remi yake mengi. Now for the youth MPs we did our elections and what the 9 MPs from our 9 constituencies, and we have 45 elected youth MCAs. They exist. Again tobanya toboniga ni inauguration ceremony yuto bangete next month.
How do they exist? Bagocho?
Yeah, we did election. We didn't do an appointment. The powers were to the members. The members were decided.
So like it's just a replica of what we are having to what 9 members of parliament are elected at the National Assembly. Then we have 45 elected members of county assemblies, of course, and nominated in Baro. That is Chukura 2022. So you also have the same structure like when under the youth.
Yeah, that's the same structure. To what implement another youth. To what the youth MCAs, they were elected We haven't done an appointment.
So like you have a youth MC who could represent what Tendere ward?
Yes, we have.
You have another one who could represent Nyacheki ward?
Ntobwat.
Paka South Mogrango Tabaka?
Tobwat Chuward Jones.
So when did you do the elections and nani alikuwa na conduct elections, nani alikuwa na vote?
Now, the implementation I could say, Tobwat blueprint from last year during after now I called my first term of leadership as a ikiombekia wanafunzi kikurukunga kuksa Kisii County University and College Student Association. After I called my first term, I didn't identify that gap. I shared with some of our individuals to alinga na barabu asi training to wate Nairobi, Kise, ngabatenga, it's a good idea to chake Kisii County Assembly. That was when we wanted, to chake implementation here, but it was a blueprint, it was just an idea. Now, kitu chaka the beginning of this year, to open a platform for application. Application to wate IC, Independent Electoral Committee. Yegane ngote in elections. To what a team of there are six members, but we didn't cut across all the 9 constituencies because the more the members more to say kwenda say committee, the long it takes to make decisions. But it's better to team erenke era make decisions wangu. Now we had an independent electoral committee yatenete these elections. Na abantu ba vote na abantu ba Kisii County, the youths of Kisii County. I could say in our first our elections to in phase. Ntobate phase 1 na phase 2. Phase 1 ya renge ya youth MCs. I think area prolonged long because application yawe ya chete for 1 month because so metena lipo ngo chakera the assembly. Therefore, ya ganiti more civic education. I could personally say I did around seven civic educations across the 9 constituencies. 9 constituencies chiga to quality civic educations chia platform nini online webinars. To akora civic education kuba enlighten the purpose of the assembly, how the assembly works, inki what they expect. Ba achi with an expectation here high, ba we korobanyo olenga vitu kwa ground different. Now after the civic education for the MCAs area, it took long because Bandomba might what the assembly is. But when after we got the MPs, I think it took a shorter period because the MCAs already kanyabachakire implementation of what are objectives. Kanyabachakire which implement if it's now bringing youths together, uniting them, of which is our core value, uniting the youths together, which is our core value. Kanyabachakire one the MPs at least I could say they had a walk in the park. Kiara one barumba watega sinkong wuchaka koba teving the assembly is because kanyababere ba attend our online platforms chia the UTMCs.
So montana bako na rama boli ga abantu bakale ko boli is it something that is constitutional because one it's just a replica and they karamo kunya ko ba elected wasabara yabaro and you're the president. So what happens? Where do they sit? What do they do? What is their mandate and
Now, it is constitutional because the article 51
yes,
of our constitution of Kenya.
Yes.
Nko tuarelenga youths watu ware platforms chiko kora kiek chiko ba engage as in it helps these people ko learn. Therefore, it allows for them to have such a kind the constitution of Kenya nko alawere. Now coming to Kisii County itself, we have our constitution as an assembly, of which it's mostly aligned in the constitution in Kenya. Secondly, the issue about payment, the assembly, it is non-profitable, it's non-partisan. If you want to tell payment, it's not mandated, it's not mandatory. Unless and otherwise, let me say, when we have programs or projects, these projects, I will talk about projects when that time comes.
Yes.
Your projects, a certain percentage, not necessarily being mandated that last salary.
What the assembly, like you have some place that you sit and how does it run? Now that you're the president, we have to speak an arrow calls to order and how does it run?
The progress, how now we learn our programs as the assembly, yet in trach structure, because it's now to a chakire, and we expect more as we proceed because as I had said early, the launch. Now, after the launch, we will have a concept note ego to guide. But still we have a problem na kito expected to be run. Now the actualization, because of one of two reasons. Because the actualization of it before the launch. As me launch the inauguration, these people were better elected, they be sworn in. After swearing in, after swearing in, na chi program ichi ni chiko cha kobwati.
Ekaro munkunyara komo ikaransa guidelines inchiro chikoba guiding like you are a representative of Kurtabaka. There are boundaries so that and there are things you are supposed to do, and then maybe you report to the president, and when this goes wrong, this is how you do it. Are there structures chikoba guide you as now members?
Yes, our structure exists because our constitution never a protocol of communication, what is entitled to do. MCA, maybe let's say a youth MCA, Tago Chaka or Korabinto, Utempia went over. Tago Chaka Korabinto, Utempia. The constitution of the Kisi County Assembly incorporated the structure, the roles, the protocol of communication, like into Vigo flow. The channel of how you communicate, maybe to the president or to the county executive committee if you are an MCA.
Kwanyara kwa about activities more kunyara kwa rasi nchiro bwengi nchiri chechi.
Now, activities chair the assembly, to what the Kisi County Assembly, our main core, maybe let me say our objective, activities chair the Kisi County Assembly, into we are targeting that to bring youths together firstly, before to try to achieve project. You know, after the first thing, we unite these people together.
Our side.
Then now we have a youth representation to those leadership development activities, to civic educations. Now our projects, we have 4 projects in the back of our mind. After now further consultation at the county government, if the actualization or the implementation of the project it will be helpful the young people.
Nara iko kubolindo chekuchinda so much comment chira kinara calling a difference nero as youth president ye county na we go a president ye youth county assembly. The youth president we county. Tofauti nero okatiere the youth president ya assembly.
Because these are two different organizations. Let me say a concept, I think the question it's coming out clear after the appointment of the youth president. I mean, that is the case. Kiara, the youth president we county, na into the youth president ya a county assembly, we have different roles we perform. Maybe the programs youth president ya and the structure or say system ya it could be much different for the Kisi County Youth Assembly. Now, these two people, they may work conjointly for the success to the youths of Kisi County, if only if the interest of the youths are in front, as in the interest of our youths before us. The difference can be how we implement our issues. How we work, depending on how the structures. I want to differentiate these two people is the system of how we work. Our system may be running, let me say, for example, my system, or rather the system of the Kisi County Assembly, it could be running from the ward level, the structure. Any blocks between. A system that is running here. So I don't know the system also of the youth county, the youth county president. But as we move forward, how we could work together as a team, and also the interest of the youth to be served first.
Ngoja ramuli bagali gusangana barayibande abasaye kurwa Chinsemo chinde na ko share ideas because batanga benchmarking abeta be specifically ko nda sekete kwa runi no ebintu bikokolekana kinu share ideas igaya kitu itokoraiga Mombasa tokoraiga and this is what we want from Kisi igara basaye baba represented una whatever and banyoreri baga gusese ya se county tali abaga kaboko gusabantu be myaka yachira.
Yeah. For the assembly, let me say into what as chine kurukunga accept. ACSAP ni Association of County Student Association Presidents. Eyeiga eko unite all student associations, the 47 student associations, whereby awa sana kitoko nyore platform ya kuengage na the first daughter.
Yes.
So a platform yeyu ne iborete ya iboire another platform ekoro now the youth assembly. The youth assemblies within each different counties. Maybe for the case of let me say ntobwate kwende kutoka JVP jumuiya ya vijana wa Pwani, ntobwate Mount Kenya Youth Assembly.
Yes.
And now tigarete bono totigarete we are working on is ne ya Nyanza. Kutoka jumuiya ya vijana wa Pwani. It will only come to yebangetenga after each county wale independent youth assemblies. Then chimanyo gocha kobe kwamo chiwakaza team. Now if they exist, because they exist a link up between Kisii County, Tutabe Migori, Kisumu and Nyamira, and also Siaya and Homa Bay. Ntobwate encher toko coordinate yam. It has been existing in the student association ya ina abere kingo sav. Ya abere bono it's now becoming nere gocha koibora the assembly. Igobono the link ups they exist.
Obora ibaba sai wanyare kobabo ko leta liberera sana lately asaba sabago toka platform buneye banyara kobaba tanga we want change as a leadership ya elective seats position na wata ngo chiro to about watch tendere but briefly okwane obora ibwensi ya Kenya ntora lero mara ibwensi ka tanga Fikrini Jacob sekrabali ngeko washereke Fikrini Jacob actually nge student leader ya Pwani kana nge wasoma Mombasa, and I didn't know it could be a permanent secretary. But that's just a few of representatives baba side to bwata sense ya Kenya abuoba irwe biro. First of all, do you feeling aba somebody represented as national government na go as a county governments, especially as Okurwan radio Grumosai, because majority of the Kenyan population is meant of the youth.
The representation there equally as we expect, but it's a process. Let me say, we are not satisfied with the representation in the county government, even the nationally. Because us being the majority within maybe the county government, for example, Kisii County, 75% of the people, the population in Kisii County,
yes,
roughly an estimate of 930,000 to 1 million. That's the population Yabasai, what according to the projection year 2023.
Yes.
Ikokumanishanga the representation as we expect, but it's a process. We are expecting as we progress, the representation ingochera koba ko increase because now we are becoming enlightened. The civic education is talk gochia sawa sayiga empowering youths, giving them platforms to share their ideas. Ngonya alirega koba nga opportunity now to stand, also to be included in the decision making tables. Ikobono, let me say the representation theory
how about us national government?
Still the national government, the representation because we also need, if you know the national government, which are created from our county levels as we proceed. If we could say, let me use an example of NYC. NYC the National Youth Council.
Yes.
Who exist from there before. The last time back quarter elections NYC, it was 2012. Kumanishanga during that time in the NYC maybe 25 years. By now at that 9. The age of a youth. The representation in the national government and even the county government equals we expect.
By the way, I've seen the elections chair National Youth Council Chiko Beku, chair postponed, chair Beku. I have even a friend, a colleague of mine to us, Gilbert Nalwa, organizana ko party on a fast year say Kerowekyo. We see posters of youth who want to vie for that position. Later on, it's been postponed. What exactly is happening?
The structure. Let me say the system. Towards that NYC election, they're a bit off. How they want to implement it. It's a good idea, of course, yes. But the one to implement is not a quality problem. If these people, let me say, I'm not condemning them. Of course, an interim executive committee or ya NYC went over civic education to the youths.
Yes.
The implementation of the whole plan efficient, they're effective.
Yes.
And Jarabago implement their plans even to that towards your the elections. They're a bit off, but we expect for the best. We believe for the best.
Tell me something, Abasai Banyara Kovako advocate for change. But you see, like you said earlier, which you go body MCA to Austria, Basaga, which Kodi our Koronyamira, to Watabaka Kodi Bunge. But recently, mora into our Kembekeba Shonichi by BC, Kobeke Mikakati, Naboigo, Face, Yogo, Register Chukura, Abasai, Nawabete, Nambenke Sana, Yabasabanya, Koba, Wesokia. Abasaboni Gaba Korichi School of Water National IDs, Barabake, Nambari Water National IDs, Nabogi Kura, Balu Sok during elections to Wakachikura. Alafu wamanyako tomanyako ramona to 2024 finance bill na wakunya nakawako robe kana to the streets and so on and so forth. So do we say problem let us Abasai? Asoko make the change they want?
Yeah, let me say there is still a problem as a Abasai to make the change because Ntora are ready to act. We are not ready to act towards the problems to face. We are only complaining behind the tent, but they can talk up front to tell for what we want. The claim, for example, ya IBC registration, ekarabasa tokote bunga twende tubwate kura into target. But after two angire kubwate kura, the elections chabire chikokoru, our maybe our forefathers, let me say our forefathers wakire chikura without the know-how nkibagwa ke kura tuacha baada ya complain. The reason a problem na tebenga into Abasai to bwate it's ignorance. Yani nga we don't care. Into we don't want to care inki what will happen. But it will be there which are complain. We'll be the first people to complain. A problem we want only to listen what we want. And to the Kotegara again to get to target the Koyu. To the Kotegara binto binde. For example, a statement now let me say a president and his speech koru minute 1 to minute end, but to monta pick one thing you got to Kotegara. A bibinde he or she doesn't care. On a problem to what it's, let me say, ignorance and also the mindset. Now we are as we are coming now leaders, the young leaders, engage, we are doing civic education, giving these people platforms, mentoring them. We want an informed youth.
We've seen leaders Abasai were soki sana kuigerera magani y'Abasai, just like you are doing on TV, just like Morara Kibaso did, just like Kasmel Makoure, just to mention a few. And then all of a sudden Tora Abasai bagaba kubora wasibagenda mitini. That's what ameandika hapa. So libo liya neli mora to betray.
Let me say, trust it.
That is the question.
The problem, let me before the problem, let me first give my point of view na such a kind of issues which happen later on.
Yes.
Almost ekero go joint board. We go to our ambitions. Ambitions like from the beginning we can be ready to work with the county president and the youth assembly president if only if to have interest charia our members or rather our youths in front of us. A problem which you talk on board without unidentified structures. Let me say, I don't want to complain to diminish. I don't want to put anybody, but let me say, a problem is the structure to Tabwati. For example, let me say I'm still young. I'm still young. Yes, let me say I'm still young because I have ambitions in my lane of leadership.
Yes.
Let me say, Pony gonna betray these young people of Kisii County. Maybe 2032 ninte topo governor wa Kisii County. Therefore, a structure identified clearly, a system that is running effectively. For example, a system in Kisii County Assembly, it's running from the county itself towards the MCAs. Meaning into what a system that is working. We're expecting a system where if it work efficiently, our plan is then petroleum it will be less. Because let me say, in president, a president and we have an MCA whereby there are some kind of platform, meetings total, because if an assembly, if we understand how the assembly works, which there are meetings. For example, if a vote of no confidence is received towards the president, kumaanisha can be impeached. And I won't expecting imbe impeached na still tina kora miaka yane of leadership. Iyo kumaanisha the system or the structure montawo jo channel on board for purpose of identifying the problems chiaba saiva wetera, it ends up collect the products chiwendo konyolekan. If you don't have a system that is working, onyolenga na weko kuwaka say maybe let's say the county government itself na weko kuwaka na kuwaka say national government, because you don't have pillars. But for the case of the assembly, we have pillars. The pillars in the youth MPs, MPs once all the 45 MCs once there must be someone else within that structure, or like an eye, or we are going wrong. Therefore, when the issues which are talking manipulated later on, they saying enjoy the structure which on board. Let me see the structure and the system.
Someone is asking okobora wechibe sasa basago so twara financial muscles chisa inenkorera bale bara bend down egera banyole gento ke batigana wanichi ambition chabo chakubera gati liboliria sana.
Yina etebenga ochaka ko bend in for seeking for support ekero ochaka neba segento it determines your independent thought. As in, yes, of course, it's a challenge to many of the youths to what currently.
Yes.
But if you have ambition very clear, if you have your voice very clear, if you have a system that, if you have a structure within your, maybe your leadership of your reign of leadership, very outline clearly, and support. Sometimes support helps. But if you lack sometimes when you lack support as a you may end up doing some or rather making some decisions chire and clear. Of course issue ya utatuara chibesa, it's an issue that is common. But again tutoko imiza pasangana ki we should be making informed decisions. Making a decision saying encho yenda because ende yigango yigo chole boni mambi because endo mete ko sabakerenga. And it will ask you for today go savere mambi na mambiende. Oni yako yego tirero mambi nga yego chiko sawa. You should be open minded kumanyangana ki your decision yako make boniga either it may affect you or say nego build as a youth.
Lakini abasa bona let's not mention names, but I have to mention this one. One, for example, Murara Kebaso is a good friend of mine. Nachagitwake party inject, and then people wanted to support him, and then he goes up, and then he changes the mind. What happened? MCA. Weka 2027, maybe during campaign season after IBC radio official campaign cha chakire, watanga you are stepping down. That's just an example. Go step down. Go support your friend, go support someone else, and yet you have your own followers kwenye babe kile trust ya sorry. Abantu abonsinga ibabuchi.
I'm not ready to betray my people. Tindi ready ochaka ko siria abantu bana. Kiara ekero na sogete, I think it was last year. Ekana tetenga ninte toborai watch tender word. The trust na building na abantu bane na the followers by now wana again by now. I'm not ready to be a reason ya barabuko ochako choro abaraya babase ebody to ya watch tender. I could say if I'm lingana ki I will stand firm wotanga, I will be there in the ballot. Whatever happened. Nchiritiona ndoko tanga I'm stepping down to support someone else. Because in a period of time youths will lack ideas. We lack something to support during decision making tables. To have to be excluded. But for this case, I can firmly saying over 2027, whatever comes, whatever may happen, no wonder say watch tender award. I will be aspiring for MCA watch tender award.
Why?
Because we need inclusivity. The first thing the youth inclusivity. My main agenda ekero natenete kubori oborai bwa chitendere ward, of which oyo obeiroro yo kabiroro Honorable Paradiso, he will be stepping in for Wajumbe. Therefore there is a gap. There's a gap that will remain as a kwende ya oborai bwa chitendere. The first thing, it's filling this gap. Filling this gap to make sure ngana ki the youth inclusivity to abere ngana ki ya very included. Because na yabekera se kwende to the two gender rulers have kwende in many of the platforms, but take it we can never sobra yoboiga okonyoranga the balancing of the youth and these millennials to what within our platforms, or rather our government okonyoranga teri equal. The first thing ne ya kwende ya inclusivity. Secondly, because we want change. The change we need ne ringana ki how the systems have been running. A system we ye chibasari konyo basari we kamwe ndo se paka as in the structure as in inje chibasari chikwana. I could say in my economic ngosoma in my high school na nyolte basari rimu kuruna chagete class 1 mpaka na kolte form, because of the high school, I mean the campus basari ya very ke wocha once in a while 18 to kwanza singe nchobo chumbe bwa Honorable Alpha Miroka akolire. But ase oborai bobo MCA chibasari chitonto wante to nyore ngana ki chibasari chiga chia bo chitendere ward ngonyora kana chire, because omo MC chibasari chia yakwana na ne cha high school and also the primary schools to make sure nga abana be ngonyora ba chibasari. Secondly, ekwende ya the issue of healthcare. I could see in as we approach 2027, there are some tatayanga ochagiro kwara some ebinto mbira ta but bono is now trying to implement them, at least to make sure ngana ki nkoro shali rietaliai nchitini kumurwani kiara erneke rokia ya usikio MP. Yes. But I standing in as the incoming nechinsi choka toka nyete tutangasu the elected MCA oyu of Chitendere ward nelinga the health care ito ya yekwende chinyakitali ito ya kwende ya Ogembo and also chikwende the dispensaries to wade ngonyora chire amaliogo working closely with the government, with the county government to make sure ngana ki ebinto biri the plans chire government county government yeko banga ngonyaro wikeran chire abantu baito ba we ward te chikore tangana ki ngabone singe nchonche ninde kyama gete ya UDA o inari kyama ya Jubilee ono ntoko nyara ku work na oriore in office no we katu work in ori orora choru as a county government. There is Honorable Paul Simbarat Nero Kochoru, of which we expect he will be the second term governor of Kisii County. Ere, if we will be him,
you work with him.
We will work with him. To make sure ngana ki ekwende abantu bana babo Chitendere ward. Even if still I'm very young, mete abantu kota barenga na kamuisha katora mera mbaru sembaru bawo chachiro. But let me I want to assure abantu babo Chitendere ngana ki I will be ready to work for them to ensure ngana ki in my line of leadership, because I'm having high ambitions. Timbo ati plan yoko tigira oborai wana say a ward. As I had said, maybe 2032 when you are talking county ito ya Kisii County. Therefore, nitutageta abantu bako to support when that time comes. Ikobono we kato make sure ngana ki our air and our track record it's clear.
What could be a message you share Sabasai and could you watch in the Bata Tebirogebe? Because we've been asking some of them Ogaba Sukaran Tango Bobo Bonene finances na ente society ya bekire minding on no sawa moke tabwa tibanto tabwa tibese no go seru kukwanyara kwa ko cha sorongoro, because to already the likes of Peter Salasia by the time he was being elected tabwa tanone family actually tanamboni he has not made it clear tabwa finances, lakini akachorua singi juu ambition ili abwate Dorero mo women rep toto ochorua kuwakilisha abantu kaitebe county ya Bomet if I'm not wrong and the rest of the members doro chomo mojumbe geto linge go campaign nenyange. What could you talk about otwara chibe soma kuboli ekero? Is it you having the money or you having the agenda?
Is the agenda. Agenda ya washa ujiji asa abantu bago they will buy your agenda. But let me speak about one message. I could tell abantu abasaba itongana ki what you only lack, it's believing in themselves. Believe in yourself. Believe in wanting you to do. And never kurochengana ki inga Yani as in you lack that even that little support kura someone to get believe in yourself. If that is your goal, I want to do this, make sure don't need luck behind what I want na luck richibesa timbo atimonto go support. No, believe in what you do. Kiarang ekikuwa kora. That thing work already. Do it to satisfaction. To ikiranche rota ibanga kibono because na chakire konyora wikopoko kwa again. I'm again expect and also expect challenges because it's not a walk in the park. We konyo the challenges, chiko go face. Igonga believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and also participate actively in such a kind of platforms. For example, the platform ya Kisi County Assembly tokwa abasaya baito. Participate actively. Toko manyanga na ki keriora akola se keria ke kwa iru. Someone else na bago identify nga umonto yo this kind of a youth no monto mai think yako kwa. Tigamo bwa toko boko I do this and this. But ibone kero konyoranga kwa ile platform a platform you have given a platform to share maybe after kwa never such a kind of smaller platform. Kwa misuse is saying into ya one or two reasons. No. Believe in yourself, participate actively in such a kind of leadership platforms. You won't know what fate has towards you.
Ekiama was about to campaign mode.
Ekiama kiana ya okovoli ekerugia 2027. We are yet to decide, but we are still in communication because we work actively because one in the ahead of us ni interest ya abantu baito ba Kenya.
So you will announce that after kwa mwiri. By the kiama kumata kira soborai.
Ekiama, let me say 5% of it. But never ekerongo chinena na my civic education to the members. Ngotengana ki I will only elect you because of the agenda of what. Tindi ko chole singe chinole mega ya Matiang, tindi ko chole singe chinole mega ya Tutebe William Ruto. I will only make my vote to you. I will put my vote to you kero medengana ki your agenda. Kiagara we are seeing people bako ibisa mega ye chigoti chia Fred Matiang, bako ibisa mega chigoti chia William Ruto with no agenda. Mbabu ati agenda. But no bali mega ye goti omuntu gete esingencho ya a wave. We are expecting ntoli ko cha okara burai ntoli cha okara bocholi bwete bwa camp 2027 esingencho yo muntu ali sikia magete.
Thank you so much. Chenga na yo mwali go chia saba saba koligret Kenya ngima basaba koligret kurwasi county ya Kisii abasaba koligret kurwasi ward area abo chitendera nabaga abananchi bonsi ase ward ya ronkaita na abananchi bonsi lakini kura kwandira ngaba sai as we head to the political season because when you are Motinyosta by next year Motinyosta campaign will be on high stakes. What would you want to tell no more Kenya bwensi kwa ujumla no more sound bwensi will know buoba weso kubole biroge maybe asing incho finances taranyo ragasi and we know job is a problem in Kenya. What could you tell them as a camera?
To all the citizens right over a nationwide that is Kenya, I will just say if the system it's not working, create a system that they will not be able to ignore. If the system isn't working, make sure that you have a system that they will not be able to ignore. If your agenda is so what towards Abanto, if the agenda is so what the ambition so what Chokora, and then you are seeing a gap somewhere else, try to fill that gap. Because an opportunity will come only once. The opportunity after once, if you utilize it very well, it will give you a better platform you can engage. Secondly, as we come to 2027, let's make informed decisions. To choro monto o sto kore gento gete esingincho yenchara to kore gento gete esingincho ya maybe the love you have to someone else. Let's be informed to baba saye maybe generally towards our side because when it comes to 2027 as we proceed this political season ngonya rolengana ki you have been manipulated ngoja kutoka manipulated otume kubobe esingincho ya omekyo ngana ki interest yo monto gete yekiranira. Let's not be manipulated. Let's make informed decisions. Make sure it's correct. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Muraya singing chukunyara kwa kwa sangamo na intunga cherenso mechu Jumapili Ibere igaisa tutokole asinging chonko manyuna Chinsa cheto chedo yakoro kwa Nelly from Kisii Nikondan Kirandi Dennis Korunakuru atabanga nkwanilio murayo boy chala wata korbo nchali Messi Sita watching live Clinton mpaka mwisho eliogo lyabage tutatanga the president, tell the president atuambie aswa kini cha county assembly, youth council assembly, I think nanyara kwa kago tutebia Eve Mora kurwa mabuko wika sauti mogirango nyechenge watching live narago kuroko Barnabas Kebaso kurwa Doha Qatar wiketa TV nayo kurwa Kefason Nsongo kurwa Lanet Nakuru narago kurwa Cindy kurwa Ngeri Township mbiamono sana James Gekonge awatewanga tunyara kwa batoko bwatira nasingi nchoko ni kiyobo kwa liyobu ya Mama Keruth kurwa mabiria watching live nariga watanga basayitiga tuwe so kia so bonge wakira basaba minto chikura anda babositiga tutigenda mwamu biamono sana. Thank you so much. Asinge chikonyara kwa kunyara chinga kiwo sangamo ni twanyara kwa togo sangamo no Mosau Yori Youth President kurwa Sekiombe kio kia Kisi County Assembly.
Kisi County Youth Assembly.
Kisi County Youth Assembly. For the first time by then I would just like a replica of the what we have in the county government. Akini natanga barabumbali waka n'umushahara we hope sister kiya umba kunyara kwa bakonyora chinchira bakonyore ngeria nanchere sana mwakire ngambye mana singi chanyoro chinga kigocha ankyo kande tunyara kwa batoko bali by the way batoko form live broadcast kurwa sigitiga basaye moche muratwerera sinchira yobo imekero tubwate chinga kikone ndasabono nganchere nkolirabo chene nkoro kwa Eric Bosire.
Etaya TV.